Goes down, and for the first time in nearly 30 years, Kansas with a regular season top 10 victory, and they beat the Sooners 38-33. You can rock. Chalk it up. The Jayhawks win. Bowl eligibility for Kansas.
Good morning, Kansas City. This is the Border Patrol on Sports Radio 810 WHB. Stephen St. John and Todd Leabo with Marco Marquez. Thanks for joining us. It's Monday, October 30th, 2023. See, Todd, this is what I drink when I'm under the weather.
Ginger ale.
That comes from my grandmother.
Yeah.
Augie Ontiveros. Either that or 7-Up.
Ginger ale.
Yeah.
How's it working?
It's all right.
What's going to fix that mess yesterday? Take a lot of ginger ale to fix that.
I'm sorry for you.
You sorry for me?
About what happened in Oklahoma.
Oh, on Saturday? Yeah, just the weekend was a great weekend.
I'm sorry that happened to you.
It happened.
Because you were there.
No, I wasn't there for all of it. I left before it was over. I knew it was coming.
Well, that thing emptied out during that. I mean,
the lightning delay.
How long was that? An hour?
It felt like an hour. Long time.
Yeah.
I stayed through that, but then the rain kept coming.
When
the
did
rain,
you leave?
Like very beginning of the third quarter. They just kept raining.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I wasn't there. I knew what was going to happen. I felt it on the pick six to start the game, that this was not going to be a good day for Oklahoma. Felt it, and it was miserable. My wife was miserable, and Lance, here's what happened. I'm not going to spend too much time on this because we need to break down the Chiefs because it was excellent, right? So Lance and his wife, me and my wife and Lance's son were going to go to the game, and we drove over there together, save trouble. It wasn't going to rain. Gary Lezak told me it wasn't going to rain. So,
oh, yeah, he wants to come on here and brag about all these forecasts. He did say that, didn't he?
Yes.
Does he need to answer for that, Marco, you think?
And
it's a moist one.
And it wasn't all the little apps, all the TV that I looked at said it wasn't going to rain till 3 or 4 o'clock. So we get over there. It's 40 degrees. It's great. We're sitting in separate places. We met some, remember Kyle Dagey, former salesperson here at 810, went to a tailgate there that he was at. And his daughter is an intern here. Saw some nice people, and went into the game. I went by the Central Bank tailgate before the game. Said hello to them.
So you were hammered before this game even started.
No, I wasn't.
Yeah.
And then the pick six, I'm like, this stinks. And then it starts raining out of nowhere. And then a little man runs on the field and says, "There's a lightning delay." And I'm like, "What lightning?" So then we had to go. I didn't go down under the stands for a long time because it wasn't really doing anything. And then it started raining more. And sit down and talk to people down there. And Denise's, one of the dentists at her office had given us 2 tickets. So we sit and talk to Dr. Anderson and his wife. They were sitting in the same section we were in, a little bit behind us. And, go back out in the halftime. It rains a little bit more, and then it starts really raining at halftime. This is terrible. And Tamara and Denise both were not, into it, the rain. And I said, "I'll take you guys home." And then Will and Lance got a ride home with a neighbor or something. So I listened to Brian Haney and David Lawrence on Sports Radio 810 on the way home. I got home right in time to watch Oklahoma blow. Somehow they had gotten the lead back, and they blew it. So it's a great Saturday.
I'm sorry for you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Sorry for me for watching the Chiefs.
Yeah. That was, you know what? I kind of had a feeling from the get-go of that, too. It just didn't look right from the very beginning.
Well, I mean, look, and I'm not.
But you just expect them to win the game.
I'm not blaming the loss on this because look here, Chiefs got their ass kicked. The Chiefs had 5 turnovers, by the way. They had 5 turnovers, and it wasn't really put away until McCord Hardman's fumble.
Yeah, that was
right. That's the maddening thing.
Yes,
they very easily could have won that game, and still had maybe 3 or the turnover that broke their backs
was
McCall Hardman's fumble
because they had just stopped them, and
they were going to give the ball back down 14-9.
Yeah,
but then when it got to 21-9, you're thinking it's just this ain't happening. Although you could say that if Sky Moore catches the ball, the touchdown, it had it's not a perfect comparison, but it had a
Super Bowl
Buccaneers.
It did
Super Bowl feel to it,
Yes.
I mean, it sucked. The Broncos beat the Chiefs 24-9. The 16-game winning streak is over. We're referencing a fabulous win for Kansas and a sad win for Leabo. Kansas finally beats Oklahoma 38-33.
I think it was a 17-game streaks ended this weekend. Streaks ended.
Streaks are over.
Streaks are done. They don't last forever.
Football is now unpredictable for all of us.
This NFL is unpredictable. This Big 12 is unpredictable.
Also, Kansas State again dominates 41-0 over Houston, and thank God Missouri was off this weekend.
Nothing
whatever
bad
the hell could have happened, and now they get ready to take on Georgia, who put it on Florida, and so it'll be number 14 Mizzou at number 1 Georgia coming up on Saturday afternoon, 2:30 CBS. A whole bunch of great games coming up on the college football Saturday. We'll get to that.
I can't wait to do nothing Saturday except watch college football.
I don't know if I'm allowed to do that.
You can do it. Do you have a class or something?
No.
Check the calendar. What's in there?
I haven't had a Saturday off in quite some time, sir. What are we at here? I cleared my schedule for Georgia.
There you go.
This past Saturday, speaking of rain, I was the MC of the Step Up Walk for Down Syndrome Walk.
You guys got done before the rain, didn't you?
No,
didn't quite.
So I was scheduled to arrive at 1.
Oh, I thought it was earlier.
And we were going to get things going at 1:30. And so I'm driving in, and I was going to get there 15, 20 minutes early so I could see some people, talk to people, and hang out a little bit. And like the girls were going, they weren't feeling it because of the cold weather and everything else. And so I said, we won't get out there too early, but I want to get out there about 20, 25 minutes before I'm supposed to so I could talk to some people and have some fun and say hello to some friends. And so Amy Stoll calls me, who runs the whole thing, and she goes, hey, where are you? I said, I'm en route. I'll be there, because like I said, I was supposed to be there at 1. So I'll be there by 12:40.
Mm-hmm.
She goes, yeah, we're going to start this walk as soon as possible because I'm going to try to get this in before the rain. I said, I'm hauling ass. Here we go. And so I get there, and they put me up on the lift, but
made it on
not,
the lift.
not very high, just a little bit.
10 feet up.
And we walked through. I mean, I ran through probably, I don't know, 30 or 40 teams. And here it comes.
In
the Brincredibles,
and a minute and a half.
And they're just going through, and some teams said nope because then the rain starts coming.
Oh, yeah.
And then it starts coming, and then it's just raining.
Yeah, it was awful.
And it's cold and everything else. And it sucks because that's such a great event, and there's so many wonderful people out there ready to celebrate. But we got through it, and we started the walk, and some people walked, but it was, dealing with the rain. And then I went to Dixon Chili and had all-you-can-eat tacos.
Oh, boy. That's good. Might as well take advantage of your trip on a Saturday.
Well, I did take advantage of that. You ain't kidding. And then I couldn't drive.
Because you
I
were
was
full?
too full. So Susan, you have
And
to
it
drive.
was raining?
Let me just sit. Let me just sit and let me lean this chair back in the passenger seat and sit. And so then I watched a good portion of that Kansas-Oklahoma game. I kept thinking about you.
You got to go late because they had the hour rain delay.
I kept wondering if you were there. Now I know the answer. Like, how long did you stick it out?
When you and I were texting, I had gotten, I think I was home by then because that was late. Yeah.
Which result surprised you more?
The Chiefs.
What's more
losing.
surprising? Is it?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
When's the last time the Kansas beat Oklahoma?
It was in 1997, but
How could that not be more surprising to you?
Kansas has played better than the Broncos have this year.
Oh, well.
And Patrick Mahomes is the quarterback of the Chiefs, and Dylan Gabriel is the quarterback of Oklahoma.
If I would have told you on Friday, Marco, if I would have asked you which would be the more surprising result, Kansas beating Oklahoma or the Broncos beating the Chiefs, what would you have said?
Broncos beating the Chiefs.
Well, especially by the margin. You know,
Yeah.
the Chiefs only scoring 9 points. This game, the college game, I didn't like. I wouldn't have bet on Oklahoma, but I did think the over was
Sporting
was in
Kansas
play.
City beat
they
St.
were
Louis's ass last night in the
Awesome
playoffs.
last night, by the way. I watched the whole first half.
And I'm
They
sorry
were
for interrupting
incredible.
you and saying that, but the
But
reason
I
is,
would rather talk about that. Than
but the reason I say that is, I don't know if everyone knows it took place because it started at 9:30 on a
Yeah.
Sunday night. Okay, can I stop you there? It's a quick. I'm gonna be all over the place. Here's the deal: playing hurt, way less than 100%. I would put myself at about 65%. Had a stupid migraine last night into the day.
Did you get in your car without incident?
I wasn't paying attention. Susan was seeing me off. And I lunge into my car, kind of. I get in there. I'm ready to go. And I don't know how, because sometimes it happens if she drives my car and leaves the seat too
Right,
far
you're the
up,
wrong thing.
I get in there and
Is this coming back from Dixon's Chili? You think
No.
she messed the seat up?
No. She
Okay.
didn't. She didn't because I drove to confirmation class yesterday. And so I get in my car this morning. I hit the side of my head so hard that I just kind of like saw, you see the
It
stars
happens
or
to
whatever.
tall people.
I'm not tall, but I hit the side of my head so hard because I'm just not paying it because I'm not all there. You know what I mean?
Here's the deal, though. We're into this show. It's getting better every
I'm
second.
not. It's not.
It's going to get better every
and,
second.
and I was like, I'm not kidding. I'm like,
You
I
just took a left hook.
No, I'm like
You got to get through this round.
Tyson Fury just got hit by Ngannou, and I'm like, hold on, wait a minute.
What am I doing here?
How many fingers do I see? I don't know. And so I was like,
You need a standing 8 count.
I was a little wobbly, driving down Berry Road. I go, whoa, that really knocked some sense into me or out of me, whatever. And so it feels like I got smacked upside my head. I want you to see if you
A
can
bump,
help me.
but Sporting KC,
But Sporting KC, what? But here's the question:
9:30.
whose idea is it to have two teams that play in the state of Missouri and Kansas,
Central
whatever,
time
play
zone.
in our
Yes.
Midwest basket? Why?
Well, theoretically, it's the Western Conference. I think that's the
But
deal.
why? Don't they want people to watch it?
I agree.
Don't they want eyeballs on this
They
thing?
had 3 windows yesterday, and they started at like 5. It went like 5, 7, and 9 or something. But they started the East and worked West. I guess this could have easily been Los Angeles versus
I
somebody.
mean, you're
but it was
eliminating most kids
yeah.
who have bedtimes for school. You're eliminating most men who have bedtimes for work. I mean, I don't know. Just bizarre, but I'm glad
I watched
to see
the
they won.
first half. They
Good.
and let me tell you something. You would love this because St. Louis really is into this thing right now because
Maybe
it's
not
their
now.
first year. It was raining every bit as hard as it was during your walk or during the KU Oklahoma game. Harder. It looked miserable. 22,000 people jammed in there, and Sporting scored 3 goals in the first half.
They got crushed.
Oh, they just killed them. And you know how you watch a Sporting game and they always have more shots on goal than everyone? They hit the first 3 goals were 3 of the most perfect shots you ever saw. Unsavable, fantastic goals, and just incredible. So they'll play at home. Good news for them. The game's supposed to be at 4 o'clock Sunday. And the Chiefs, remember, are playing at 8 in the morning
Right.
or 8:30 in the morning. So maybe they'll get a little attention on Sunday. It'll be really cool. I plan on going out there and covering it Sunday. It'd be a really cool scene out there. But that was pretty shocking because they're the 8 seed, St. Louis the 1 seed, and they just beat them 4-1 at their house.
So
that was a good thing that happened.
So getting back to the Chiefs, you said you had a bad feeling at a certain point.
I did.
When?
Well,
'Cause I'll tell you when I got mine.
it started feeling bad when MVS fumbled the ball. And
I'm talking about before the game.
oh, well, they said he was sick.
yes.
Yes.
So I was what was that? Oh, I was in confirmation class.
Just barely in that little window there.
with the girls. Huh?
That little news broke in that small window you were
No,
at that
it's
class?
2.5 hours.
Okay.
It's not a small window.
No,
It's pretty
it's a large window.
lengthy
It's a football
window.
game.
Right.
Basically.
And so
It's a rain delay.
we were, and my table was in charge of the sacrament of the holy orders.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so I was,
You were doing your stuff.
leave me alone, man. I was at a table
The
full
report
of parents,
comes out, this guy's
and all
got
the parents
the
said,
flu.
I'm the one that's got to be the spokesperson for the table. I said, I don't want to be.
I don't want to talk.
And I'm
I
with
talk
me,
enough.
it was me and 5 moms.
Mm.
And the mom said, you are the spokesperson, so you're going to tell everyone explain the sacrament of the holy orders. I go, I would not like to be the spokesperson. And,
But you did it.
and I've got
You stepped up to the plate.
I've got Kathleen, I've got Jeannie, I've got Brenda. They're all looking at me.
You were getting your holy
They're
orders
looking
from
at
the
me,
moms.
and they're telling me. They're giving me the orders. You know what? I'm used to this. I get told
Then
what to
your
do by
phone
women
beeps.
at all times. And so then I'm researching this, what I'm going to say, and I get a little beep. Patrick Mahomes has flu, will play on this other side. I go, oh, boy. It ain't going to be one of these days. And then, of course, what's the first thing you think of? Oh, flu game, Michael
Yeah.
Jordan, blah, blah, blah. Which, you know what? I'm not going to get into whether I believe that or not. I think it's
Well, I know this much. He wasn't as good yesterday
No.
as Michael Jordan was that night, regardless
Patrick
of what happened.
Mahomes, and I'm not blaming the loss on that, okay? But if he did have the flu, you go play football with the flu.
Yeah.
You know what I do when I have the flu?
You lay down.
I'm in bed,
Yeah.
and I don't want anyone to talk to me or look at me or touch me.
Give me my ginger ale.
Yeah, give me my ginger ale.
Leave me alone.
and that's it.
Turn the lights off.
Okay, and so I can. We're human beings. I can understand that. If you have the flu, you have the flu.
Yeah. It was
Okay.
just not good. And listen, Denver played the Chiefs tough
They played really well.
a couple Thursdays
Okay.
ago. And Denver deserved to win the game. They were more physical. They got after Patrick. That's as many times he's been sacked since I remember. They were in his kitchen all night,
But there were times he had all day long to throw,
Nobody was
and
open.
couldn't throw it to anyone because nobody was open. Look, you cannot, and that, for the most part, that game was close the whole way.
yeah.
Okay, you cannot fumble the ball like that if you're MVS. You cannot fumble the ball like that if you're McCole Hardman. All right, the pick when he tried to force it to Travis Kelce was a bad throw. The pick where he threw it up there to MVS was mugged and interfered with, but they're not going to call that, even though somehow the Chiefs.
Patrick had a fumble of his own, too.
Right, and then holding on to the ball too long, he got stripped. All right, and the defense gave up a couple of touchdowns, but the defense many times tried to bail the offense out. The special teams came up with a blocked field goal. Okay, and they continued to play well enough to give the offense an opportunity to win the game, and they couldn't.
How many times would you say just hold the other team to 24? The Chiefs are going to be fine.
Fine.
That I don't feel that way this year, though. This offense isn't as good as the offense.
They gave him those 10 points at the end.
Yes.
Okay. Did the Broncos have a scoring drive longer than 50 yards?
No.
All right. And
the Chiefs outgained them.
I got so many questions floating around my head. The other one. So who do we blame for McCole Hardman trying to field that punt at the 5-yard line? Is it McCole Hardman or is it Dave Tobe? Because last week
He got in trouble
we
for
heard
not,
McCole
yeah.
Hardman walking off the field when he was getting interviewed say that, yeah, Tobe jumped my ass for not fielding that punt, so I need to go field that punt. And then Tobe, in his media session, said that he had a problem with McCole Hardman not fielding that punt, and that's why he wanted him to field punts back there. And so
The punt the week before, he had to run back. To
Right.
get this one, he was perfectly positioned.
Hardman needs to catch
You
it.
got to catch it. And he tweeted
But
himself. He
should
says he lost
you-
the game, all that. So
Should you try to catch it at the 5-yard line?
anymore they do. It used to be the rule
I'm
was you
asking you, should they try to catch it at the 5-yard line? Or just leave it be?
don't. I think in that position, there was a guy behind him, so you might as well try to catch it at the 5 because they could down it at the 1. But no, generally speaking, I
Is the
think,
risk and equal the reward?
No. Because what are you going to save? 4 yards there? If you catch it at the 5 or they down it at the 1, you're going to save 4 yards. I say let it go and make them make a play. But they're very aggressive, and if you don't try to catch it, the risk goes way down. Now you have to get away too, because the ball can bounce funny, can bounce off you. I get that part of it. I think part of the reason they try to catch it is because you're controlling the situation.
Okay,
then,
fine.
But that was a fail. And he wasn't trying to fair catch it either.
And for a game for most of it, I mean, it was 14-9 at halftime, and it was 14-9 throughout the third quarter because nobody scored in the third quarter.
For 2 minutes in the third. By the way, we need to break.
Right.
What the hell are you punting the ball for at 4th and 4 or whatever at the 45-yard line? I mean, that's Andy is
lack of faith in his offense.
Yes,
there.
I mean, there's no question. I think he knew something was off yesterday and didn't want to put the pressure on there, and he trusts his defense or whatever. But
what Denver's
something good yesterday?
Denver's rush defense is ranked what?
Well, the Chiefs don't run against it, but it's bad.
30th.
Yeah.
Pacheco had 8 carries for 40 yards.
Yep.
In a close game. On a day that Mahomes is not 100% and things aren't clicking, I feel like you run the ball more.
Yeah, I just don't think anyone had a good day yesterday. George Karlaftis, that's about it. I mean, the coaching staff wasn't good. I don't think Andy handled it great. I'm not scared of the rest of the season or anything, but I don't like this next 2 weeks. I know this. They don't like this week coming up with all this travel and this weird crap.
Just fine.
They don't like that, and they need to get healthy. Nick Bolton was missed yesterday, but even more than that, Drew Tranquill, who made a great stop on that 4th down play. Then he got hurt, and then Willie Gay got hurt. You're down there. I mean, they were down to dudes that
Jack Cochran and Cam Jones.
That's what they were down to.
All right.
Anyway, it was bad game.
Broncos win 24-9. Kansas beats Oklahoma.
We're going to mention that every time.
K-State.
It was 2 days ago.
Blowout victory over Houston. Sporting Kansas City. Blowout win in their first playoff match against St. Louis. Lots of stuff to talk about. Back after this on WHB. Do we even want to play post game sound from this crap? I'm slap happy. I'm glad you're here. I need someone to
You got hit in the
control
head.
me. Yeah, I know.
Car got you.
I might be concussed.
Are you in the protocol?
Do you have any idea how hard I hit my head?
There's nothing worse than hitting your head or something like that when you just don't expect it.
Why didn't you expect it?
You're not prepared for it. I mean, it happens like car door stuff.
I know what I was because I was looking to see if my hat was in the front seat at the same time while I was lunging into my car and just everything was discombobulated. I was thrown off. Marco seems to be really tickled by this.
Like a cabinet door is open, you don't expect it, and you turn around and just hit it. Terrible. But it's good to do it right after you had a migraine the day before, too.
No.
It's perfect. Knock some sense into you.
That was one of the worst.
That's the worst Chiefs game we've seen since the Titans game 2 years ago, right? When
Colts loss, Bucks loss in the Super Bowl.
Just awful. You don't expect the Chiefs not to be able to.
Russell Wilson at 114 yards throwing the ball. That's it.
And they ran the ball okay.
3.8 yards per carry. They weren't gashing the Chiefs.
They weren't.
But they stuck with it.
Yes. And, well, listen, here's the deal. The Chiefs.
Bro, they only had 240 yards of offense.
The Chiefs are not turnover proof, but they're almost turnover proof. The Chiefs are a team that can lose the turnover battle and win a game, right? If they would have been -2 in turnovers and not had the Hardman fumble and the
How
pick
about
at the end,
-4?
They could have won the game if they got some things going right. But -4, they can't handle that one. And it was just a really bad day. And I don't know if it's I don't think they were full of themselves because they've beaten him 16 times in a row or anything like that. I think Mahomes was sick. That wasn't great. I think that the Broncos, we know this much. Not everyone on that team has been there the whole time, okay? But plenty of them have. We've heard them talk. The one guy's mad about the Chiefs running plays against the Raiders last year. So they got some dudes who were sick of losing to the Chiefs, okay? And you could see that there. They were done. And so, listen, and Sean Payton's a really good coach. He's a really good coach. He's won a Super Bowl, and he did a nice job. Nice job, but still.
And I'm the moron that thinks the Chiefs are still going to beat the Dolphins on Sunday.
Oh, I think the Chiefs can definitely beat the Dolphins on Sunday, but they have to have a good health week, and they need to. This is not. It's just not a great week to have all this international travel and garbage. They need to just be here and get right. I'd be really happy if this game were at Arrowhead on Sunday, but it's not. Can't do anything about that. They're going to travel on Thursday is the day they're going to travel. So they're going to have a regular Wednesday, sort of. Patrick Mahomes will not be available on Wednesday. They're going to make him available in Germany on Friday. But
oh, good.
So
are you going to go out there for that?
Thursday, they'll have their coordinator day. And then the Chiefs are actually traveling Thursday afternoon and evening after practice. So they will get there, and then they will have a practice of some sort, and he's going to have some availability over there. And, they're not going over there for a week to enjoy the city. They're going over there day and a half early or whatever. And so it's going to be just not – they like their normal weeks, and this is not going to be normal.
This question has been all over.
By the way, the Broncos, I think we're down to no offensive linemen yesterday.
Oh, good for them.
But they still they're a machine offensively, but the Chiefs need to get after Tua, and they need to all that. I mean, because the Chiefs' defensive line, I thought pretty nice day yesterday.
Yep.
From good, interesting spots, too. George Karlaftis was really good yesterday. Aminu was back there. Chris Jones was taking people up. I thought they had a nice day.
This question is all over social media, and I think it's a reasonable question to ask, even though I don't know if anything offers the quick fix that people are searching for, but the trade deadline is tomorrow afternoon. And the timing of this makes this very interesting because there has been a healthy debate amongst Chiefs fans of whether or not the Chiefs need to go out and acquire another wide receiver. And many of the people that cover the Chiefs have poo-pooed the idea. Although I never closed the book on Brett Veach trying to be aggressive and making a move. But considering the way things looked yesterday, was it so bad yesterday that Brett Veach wakes up this morning, turns on the Border Patrol like he normally does, and listens to the show? He's brushing his teeth, taking a look in the mirror, maybe shaving, and thinking, I got to go get a receiver.
I need a receiver.
I need a wide receiver. You think it was that bad?
It's closer than it's ever been to being that bad, I guess. I still think they've got some really good potential there. I mean,
Because you got to make your decision now.
yeah, it's now, but you also have someone who's willing to give you a wide receiver.
There seems like there's some wide receivers that could be available.
Give me your list.
No.
I mean, the people are just sitting, get DeAndre Hopkins. I don't think they want
Mike Evans, DeAndre Hopkins, Kendrick Bourne. This is Matt Derrick hit his list. DJ Chark. KJ Osborne hit I think he had 8 catches for 99 yards yesterday. And I'm not telling you have to go out and acquire a number 1 wide receiver because there may not be one available. You may not be able to get Hopkins today. And that looks like Tennessee's found a quarterback who can actually throw the football downfield, and Will Levis
for one day,
who had 4 touchdown passes. I don't know if you can meet the requirements that it would take to get Mike Evans. So I'm not talking any type of improvement. Someone that could get open. KJ Osborne's not a bad receiver. He's all right. Who would he be an upgrade over? Because let me tell you something. This is me right now, and I can change my mind. We can all change our minds. And I hope that I'm forced to change my mind. But right now, October 30th at 6:37 a.m., I've seen enough of Sky Moore.
Yeah.
I feel like we know where this is headed. You have to catch that pass. Now, one bitch that I did it. Why am I cussing at myself? One complaint. I was bitching.
One complaint.
On the 3rd and 5, when Mahomes, before the punt,
yes,
tries to
What's
go
that
for
choice?
tries to go for it all.
Silly.
Get the first down.
Yeah.
And it was 4th and 2. And so, I don't know who to be mad at. I thought Jerick McKinnon was wide open for the first down. Do we criticize Mahomes? You know what? Get the first down. Don't be going for it all right. Just get the first down.
I was angry with the decision.
Or do you think, you know what, Mahomes, he's got to trust his receivers. They're out there. If they're out there, you got to trust them. And if you don't trust them, get them off the field.
Well, that wasn't a good throw on the 3rd down play. The 4th down throw
to Sky Moore was a
beautiful.
perfect throw.
It was perfect.
What else do you want him to do?
And that Rashee Rice drop was, awful.
But I'm asking you, say specifically on the 4th and 2 play.
You got to catch that ball. Absolutely.
Do you want him not to throw it?
Now, if you're going to throw it perfectly into someone's hands in the end zone, you have to throw that ball. Absolutely.
The 3rd and 5 play when he went, I thought was it to Justin Watson? It just wasn't there.
Yeah, it just wasn't. It wasn't. I don't know if someone did the wrong
Get the first
thing
down.
somewhere. But he maybe in his head thought, I'll take this shot because we're still going to go for it on 4th down. But they didn't.
And let me tell you, I thought it was a bad decision for Andy to punt. And I thought it was a worse decision for Sean Payton to punt.
Yes.
But the only reason why nobody's talking about that is because Nicole Hardman dropped the football at the 5.
Oh, this is a rough one, man. Rough one. The division is still fine. I mean, everything's good there. But I don't like what I'm seeing in the rest of the AFC. The Bengals look like, maybe they're waking up a little bit.
And I told Nate, and I told Shadia, and I told Gary Dieter when we were talking about what team will end up being the biggest roadblock, what's the biggest challenger for the Chiefs. To me, it's still Cincinnati with Burrow healthy, and Burrow looked healthy.
Yeah,
because he sliced and diced San Francisco's defense apart.
They looked really good. I mean, the Ravens are going to be a tough out for anybody still. That's a good one. And listen,
I gotta see that playoff Lamar doesn't show up.
Well, exactly, but they're going to be around.
Yeah,
and this East. I mean, the Chiefs are going to see it right up close and personal on Sunday with the Dolphins. So
this is Matt Derrick did a nice job laying this out.
He's got the cap numbers.
Trade deadline, of course, is 3:00 tomorrow. The Chiefs have just a little bit over $3.2 million in available cap space. They can acquire a player with a base salary of $5.76 million without restructuring any contracts. If they want someone that makes more, they got to restructure a contract. Example, Travis Kelce, restructuring his contract could free up about $4.48 million. So it's there.
Yeah.
It
If
can
you
be
want-
done.
Yeah.
Do you want to do something?
Well, I think just dropping someone in doesn't mean that they're going to know what they're doing for like a month either. But the question is, do you want to continue to develop these guys?
Todd, it appears there's wide receivers out there now that don't know what they're doing.
Well, you just have to catch the ball.
Okay. I don't need any more targets right now for Sky Moore and Kadarius Toney.
Done?
As of right now, unless I see different. Is that what you're looking for? Think that's the key to success right now? No. I
No.
mean, what else?
I'm trying to make an argument, but I'm failing.
Rashee Rice had the drop. You got to live with that because he's the one that shows like that
got
burst he had
promise.
on that down the sideline.
Really nice.
You know, MVS. I thought, he's starting
Then you
to come
fumbled the
around.
ball.
Then he fumbled. Dude, I don't know. I got no answers.
I know this is a big couple of weeks coming up.
Sure, it is.
Big couple of weeks coming up. They got to get right this week. They got to travel to Europe. They got to beat the Dolphins and then have their week off. Because Philly's coming in, and it's going to be something for that Monday Night Football game, right? That's the next game. So,
The Eagles.
yeah.
Yeah. That will be something. We'll take a break. Back after this on WHB.
Sore, but not. Willie has a tailbone issue. We just got to check it out and see where we're at with that. 5 turnovers. I think that's the obvious. 0-3 in the red zone. 17 points. We gave them really off of turnovers. Great field position. I take full responsibility for it. The guys. I saw things tonight or this afternoon that I haven't seen before. From the guys, so that's my responsibility to make sure they're right, and we weren't right today. So that time's yours.
Saw some things that he has not seen before. All right, here's more from Andy Reid. He talks about the 5 turnovers that the Chiefs had.
I haven't seen the 5 turnovers, and I saw people, that were involved with that I haven't really seen involved with those type of things. Yeah, he was okay. I mean, he was sick, but he's not going to use that as an excuse, and none of us will do that. I mean, he wasn't feeling well, but he was able to, do some good things out there.
And was there some consideration given for maybe not playing?
No.
And was there something other than the turnovers themselves that told you there was something off?
No, there wasn't. But you miss off an inch in this league, and it's a mile, so it just kills you. So you can't be off, not like this.
On the Cole play, prefer you just not feeling that ball at the 5 or inside the 5, or is that where it starts?
Yeah. Well, listen, it's not just McCall. I mean, we all had a piece of this thing. So,
Coach Reid, 1 for 8 in the red zone against Denver this season. Put your finger on anything specifically that you all can do with these better.
Well, they did better. We didn't execute the way we need to. I got to go back and look at the things that I called. Not very good. So.
How strange is this when you consider that he won 15 straight and on the road against the opponents in the season performance?
Yeah. I mean, things happen, and you got to work it out and take it to heart and learn from it and move on.
The one thing I don't really like there, maybe we'll get to this today when he has a Zoom, he didn't answer the question about McCole. The question was, would you rather have him not try to field that punt, which is what we were talking about before? And he said, well, it's not all on McCole. Well, yeah, I know, but the question is he supposed to be catching that ball?
Right. Do they want him to catch a punt at the 5-yard line like that? And if they do, then it's their fault. And if they don't, then it's his fault. But he should have caught it either way.
Andy always says it's on me or whatever. That's what he does. I think he really feels like it was on him yesterday. He said, a lot of times he will say we when he's talking about things, but he said I got to call better plays, there. This one's going to stick with him a little bit. Now, he's good at flushing games away and going, but I just don't think he feels like he did a very good job yesterday to put the guys in a position, and he didn't. I mean, he didn't do a very good job, and he wasn't going to lay it at, the flu's feet or anything like that with Patrick Mahomes. He mentioned he did some nice things out there, but you can't fumble the ball or drop the passes. So it was just a rough one, man. And the disappointing part for Chiefs fans is they've grown accustomed to beating the Broncos. Get a little spoiled. And there were plenty of Chiefs fans out there.
I've acquired a taste for it.
They probably didn't enjoy themselves out there. because you've been out there for these Broncos games. They're not fun when you don't win.
Nope.
And my guess is a lot of Chiefs fans are out there a little puffy.
Been out there for both.
Yeah.
Well, let's hear from the quarterback, Patrick Mahomes. He was asked how he felt after the game.
The Chiefs didn't counterpunch well enough. Andy and Patrick both said, yeah, they didn't do anything different. The Broncos played the same way. The Chiefs just didn't handle it very well. So they're not playing the Broncos again. I don't think this year. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs and do that. But Sean Payton and the Broncos are going to be around for a while. So I think this will be a fun rivalry with these two coaches.
We'll take a break back after this on WHB.